Hey everyone, it's Kenji here at Ecotone Explorer. We're here at the Otter Classic in Laguna Seca, California. It's in Monterey, where the biggest bike event in the whole world is happening right now. And we're here talking to Brent at a company called Banduit. Part of this whole community of cycling now includes rigs that are customized for carrying not just your bikes, but your whole family and your whole adventure kit in getting out in the great outdoors. So Brent, wanted to thank you for making some time today.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
My pleasure.
And could you tell us a little bit about yourself and the company?
Okay, well, the company started in 1947 in Manly, Iowa, so I'm third generation.
Wow.
And my grandfather started the company as a Kaiser Frazier automotive dealer.
No kidding.
A brand that most people haven't heard of. But
Kaiser Frazier.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
But then my grandfather quickly, obtained a love for the RV business. RVs really kind of, really started to blossom in around 52, 53.
Post World War II.
Yes. And so he really took to RVs and camper vans and etc. And really, my family, my grandfather, my dad, and now myself, has been involved with the RV and the camper business ever since. Now the neat thing is my dad also was a very outdoor enthusiast-minded person. So he actually started a sporting goods business where he sold, everything. If you had an interest in something in the outdoor world, he sold it. So I grew up around all of this stuff. I grew up around the ability to go hunting, fishing, climbing, you name it, we did it. Most of our vacations revolved around, Colorado or, similar places, and they all involved a camper van of some sort. There was never a vacation that wasn't in a camper van. So, this stuff's definitely in my blood.
Yeah, no kidding.
And so that's kind of the short story on kind of the history of the company.
Excellent. Well, fast forward to now, and you've got this company Banduit. Is that your sole business, or is it part of a bigger distribution that you have?
It's part of a bigger business. So, the company was always in the van business, and we serviced, ski resorts and plumbers and electricians, and we would upfit vans for whatever the need of the consumer was, And so if somebody came to us and said, hey, we need 20 vans for this summer camp, and here's what we need them to be configured like, we would do that. And so Banduit is really a brand under Klein Van. Klein Van is actually the name of the company, and Banduit is a brand that we basically took our know-how. We had the convergence of me growing up in the van converting business and the sporting goods business, or the sporting outdoor world business. And then when the whole van life movement kind of started, we said, well, we know how to do this. So we basically took our van acquisition know-how and the fact that we were leasing vans all across the country anyway, and then we combined that with the love of outdoors, and boom, you've got Banduit. So that's what we're looking at here today.
Yeah, awesome. So here we are at the Otter Classic, really one of the premier bike events. And so tell me how Banduit looks at the bike community, people that are here, the many thousands of cyclists, and how does that fit with your company persona and your effort to connect better with this group?
Really probably because of my love of bicycling in specific. We were very strong right out of the gate in the bicycle world. A lot of the designs we did, really, I have to say, revolved around what a cyclist would want in a van. We've got two models. We've got a Go model, which has a garage underneath and a bed on top, and and the ability for that bed to lift and lower, and a gear slide that will pull out, and so you can bring your bicycles to you. But what we quickly found is that works for almost everything. But we definitely, I have this love of bicycling I have for my whole life. So when my father was selling all these sporting goods products, the one that I really took to was bicycles. And so we really kind of we were very heavily focused on a van that would work for a person who really has a love of going out bicycling and et cetera, et cetera. But as I said, it really seemed that it would work for almost anything. What is your gear? What is your fun? What are your toys? And so we created a van that was very modular, that you could change it up for whatever the need was, whether it's bicycling or motocross or mountain climbing or skiing or snowboarding, whatever you need it for. The van we found, because it was modular and that it moved, things moved and removed, we found that it would work for anything. So Otter Classic is really perfect for us, but the van works for really anything, from a primary everyday vehicle that you can drive around and haul your kids to events or take vacations in, to a camper van or a toy hauler, whatever you need it for.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, that explains a little bit about why my friend Jeremy Collins is a Van Do It ambassador. And do you use his artwork on other products that you have, or maybe some of your collateral, brochures and such?
We intend to utilize Jeremy's artwork on a lot of things. So,
that's good stuff.
I don't know if you've seen his van, but
only a picture on Instagram, that you shared. Yes.
But there's one example of his artwork on his van, and it is absolutely beautiful. And I'll tell you, it's kind of a 70s throwback look, and of course that's when I have my fondest memories of family vacations in a conversion van, or an RV. So, but that's kind of the look that it has, and it truly is an awesome looking van. So,
and can you tell me how you found Jeremy?
Jeremy wrote into us and said, I love your van, and I'd like to have one. And so we worked something out.
That easy, huh? Yeah. He's always the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah, so we worked something out with Jeremy. So, and I think he's having a great time in it. So
yeah, it seems like it. So, well, great. And about that, this is the world of cycling, and we're here with Ecotone Explorer to talk about the connection with the outdoor enthusiasts. So, as you mentioned, the camping, climbing, paddling, backpacking, kind of adventure, overlanding group. Are you seeing those kind of people here? I saw you at the Adventure Expo in San Juan Capistrano. I've seen you here.
Yes.
And so you're really making a big push across the different user groups. Do you see them all at once, or do you feel like you have to sort of go to each segment and visit them differently?
We do go to different events, but it is amazing how many people, if you love outdoors, you do more than one thing. You're not just a mountain biker. You're doing all sorts of different things, and so we tend to find that we could be at a paddle sports event, say at the Whitewater Center in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we run into the exact same people that we run into at the Otter Classic. So there is a crossover, but we still try to go to different different places where people really, their interest is in a specific thing, and try to cater to those people as well. So,
got it.
Yeah.
And just to talk a little bit about the specifics, you have a really cool design You have a really cool design here with kind of a setup that reminds me of a big wall situation that
Right.
Jeremy and I would find ourselves in.
Yeah.
But it's a really unique use. I haven't seen this before. What do you call this model of setup?
This is the Do.
The Do. Okay.
So we have two models that go in the Do. Now these vans are created from everybody who works at Van Do It has come from the outdoor industry in some fashion, and a lot of that's because a lot of it's family. And my family's been just an extremely active family and involved with a lot of things. But we're trying to build a van that will work for anything, and this is a great example of that. In that, yes, you're right. This is sleeping on a wall, and we took the cues for this from climbing. We saw that and we said, well, we could incorporate that idea into a van. So as an example, these will fold up and out of the way. That'll fold down, this will fold up, and then it's completely against the sidewall, and now you're wide open. You can do, whatever you want in the back of that van, whether that be hauling motorcycles, or you can haul anything you want in there. The other thing is you can make it where the bed pulls down from the other side of the wall, and it actually creates a queen size bed.
Big flat.
And then likewise, you can have what we call our gear slide, that literally you pull the gear out to you, like we have
drawer that comes out,
a drawer that would come out, and the floor would be flush, and we left the floor open so you could see all the seating possibilities in this van. You can seat up to 11 people in this van. So when you fold the beds up out of the way, you put the seats back in, now you can seat 11 people in here. So that's why I said it can be anything you want it to be, from a passenger hauler or a vacation machine to an adventure van, strictly a camper van, or a business van.
Right.
Honestly, 70% of the vans that we have sold have been dual purpose, meaning business owners buy them, they use them in their business, whether they're a rep out on the road and they want a moving showroom and a moving billboard that they also want to sleep in and save on hotel bills, to just having a van just strictly for fun. So they're very you can use these vans in any way that you need, whether it's a passenger van, a people hauler, or a strict adventure van.
Right on.
Yeah.
So if people want to learn more about what you're offering at Van Do It, do they go to your website? And what is that?
Yes, vandoit.com.
Yeah. vandoit.com.
Vandoit.com.
Right on.
And just for the record, these vans, I mentioned it was our really outdoor-minded crew gives ideas, but the individual who does these is a co-founder of the company, and his name is Jared McCausland, and he's my son-in-law. And he is we call him the mad scientist. And he's got the hair of Einstein. And honestly, some days
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you see it on the website. It's big hair, but it's interesting because we give him an idea, and he honestly is like an Einstein. He will create these ideas. It's amazing the stuff that he does.
I wanted to ask you this about the conversion things, because some inspiration seems to come from the world of boating and marine.
Right.
Because they've been doing it for a long time.
Right.
Fitting effective things in small places that have to go remote.
Yes.
And then other inspiration seems to come from the other markets. Maybe more the RV market.
Right.
Others. So it's interesting. I wanted to ask you about the price of a rig like this. Is this something that you guys just do the outfitting, or do you provide the full package, or what's that about?
It's a really good question. So we are a van company first. As I mentioned earlier, we supply vans to a lot of different industries, and so we order the vans new, and typically we put them out on lease for a period of time, and we can either convert a new one and then sell a person a van that's brand new, or what people tend to do most often is they like to save money, and so we'll pull a van that we've had out on lease for whatever reason, and then we'll convert that van to an adventure van. And then so we're a van company, so we do sell the entire package. So as an example, this one is a price range of $38,800 to $78,800, depending on options, and that's the conversion, that's the van, that's everything.
Full package.
One package. And then we'll finance the van for an individual, or we'll also trade them out of what they've got. So many times, half the battle is the financing and the trade, and so it's not just about the van. We'll sell you a van, we'll build a van, we'll sell it, and here's the price. But now, how do we get it financed? And what do I do with my motorhome? You know, and so we'll trade. So
Okay, hold on. What do we got? Oh, okay. So that's still good. We're gonna keep that, right? Okay.
I just didn't want to shake the camera while you guys are talking.
I see.
Oh, no problem.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Well, that's great information, Brent. Thanks a lot. And that's a really good value, too, because I know people that have upgraded their vans for the price that you just quoted for the entire package.
Right. Yeah, 38.8 to 78.8 is the entire van. The van, the solar system, the whole framework. It's everything. You know, it's the kitchen pod. That's the range for really everything on this particular version. And I mentioned solar, and that's one other thing I think that's important to point out is that our vans are marine grade material. As you can see, nothing absorbs water. You know, as pretty as wood is, let's face it, in humidity, it grows mold spores, it warps, it discolors, you know, it does all sorts of things that you really don't want. And so, you know, a lot of our cues were taken from the marine world, where you're trying to fit a lot of stuff into a small area, and you want it to last. And so we went with an attitude of function, you know, function over form. So our vans are absolutely just all about function, and that's good, because you know, when you get a van, you want to be able to go off grid. You want to be able to have a 4-wheel drive if you want. Go off grid, and we offer all of that. The ability to pull up at a trailhead somewhere and either go mountain biking or go mountain climbing and camp there and not have to worry about it. And that's really what we offer. The last thing I want to tell you, and this is very important, we're building on the Ford Transit chassis for a reason, and that is that you want to be able. These vans are designed to take in the middle of nowhere, right? You know, if you're staying in a city and that's the only place you could get warranty work done is in a big city, that's, you know, you want to be able to take it somewhere and not feel like you have to have a $500 tow bill to go get it fixed back in the city. The nice thing about the Ford network is there's 3,000 dealers, and so you want to take these vans in the middle of nowhere, you want to take them off grid, you want to take them to that remote trailhead, but guess what? There's a Ford dealer in the middle of nowhere, because they're everywhere, and that network is unreal. And the other thing is, this van is built off the Ford F-150 platform. Think about it. You're talking 42 years of quality, 42 years of the #1 selling vehicle in the world, 42 years running.
Can we stop?
Yeah.
He's filming.
All right.
Hey Brent, I think you said
Can we
there
start
were
over?
3,000 dealers.
3,000.
But we
No, it's 3,000.
I didn't see it.
3,000.
Sorry, man.
We had it wrong. Yeah. So,
Let's restart on that. Hey, so you were telling me a little bit more about the structure of your company and the way you provide vans.
Right.
And there's a reason that you choose the Ford platform versus others. Can you tell me about that?
You know, there's a lot of reasons, but I'll just say this. Ford has such an unbelievable dealer network. The support system is out of this world. You know, the thing about these vans, you want to be able to take them in the middle of nowhere and go have a great time, and you know, and know that if you had a problem, that you could have that vehicle taken care of. So the nice thing about Ford dealers, there's over 3,000 Ford dealers, and they are in the middle of nowhere. They're in small town USA, scattered all over the place. You're 10 or 15 minutes from a Ford dealer at any point. The other thing is they stock the parts, which is kind of nice. This is built off the Ford F-150 platform, and so you're talking 42 years of #1 selling vehicle in the world for 42 straight years, the Ford F-150. And so they have the know-how to repair them when needed at a fair price, and the dealer network. So you want to be able to feel confident that no matter where you are, you're not going to have a $500 tow bill to get it back to a major city and then possibly not have the parts to be able to fix it. So.
I have a couple friends that have Unimogs. Those are amazing vehicles.
Right.
But trying to get one fixed or a part is a little bit of a needle in the haystack.
Well, they've done something right when you are the #1 selling vehicle for 42 straight years. I can't think of very many things that anybody's best at for 42
This is not a Ford commercial, not paid for by Ford Motor Company at all.
That is exactly right. We just really believe in building on a van that's very, very dependable and where you can get the work done you need at a reasonable price when you need it done.
Right on. Well, thanks, Brent, for all the info. If people want to find out more about Van Do It, do they go to the website?
Yes, go to vandoit.com and you hopefully can find out everything you want to know. And if not, we are one of those old-fashioned companies. We believe in a phone call. So we can tap it out and talk to you if you want, but also if you want to just talk to somebody, we've got enough representatives that's our goal, is that we can talk to everybody who wants to talk to us.
Well, I have to say, everyone I met so far is a pretty impressive individual and pretty high on the list of ability and friendliness. So, so nice job. Keep up the great work, and hope to see your vans on a trailhead nearby.
Absolutely.
If you're interested to follow up, go to vandoit.com, learn about the go and the do.
You got it.
And we're going to cruise around here at the Laguna Seca track. If you're interested in some of these stories, give us a subscribe or leave a note in the notes below, and we'll see you around at the next stop here at the Otter Classic. Thanks, Brent.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.